And what better man to cook on the Queen's actual birthday too, happy birthday, ma'am, than a man who made the fabulous fish course.
Yeah.
It was 6 years ago.
6 years ago, I can't, yeah.
Bryn,
and the dish is still on the menu now.
Still on the menu. So, is this on the menu as well? What's the dish?
This will be coming on in a couple of weeks. So it's loin of lamb, fresh peas and some bacon and some mint in it. And we're doing a wild garlic pesto.
Yes.
The wild garlic now is absolutely everywhere.
This is what wild garlic looks like.
Yeah.
You'll notice it if you're out in the countryside driving and you smell that smell of garlic, it's this.
Well, once you see, you'll never see one plant, you'll see loads of it, so that's what we do, We'll keep a few small ones.
You'll also see lots of chefs running around trying to get some of it as well, foraging for it.
If you find it, don't tell anybody.
Exactly.
Keep it secret.
Yeah. But you want that as a little simple pesto, so we're going to put the wild garlic in here.
We're going to add a little bit of spinach to it as well. If you do the pesto all wild garlic, it's quite strong, so we just balance out a little bit of spinach as well.
But the season's quite short of this. It's got a little white flour on it, but you can keep it, I suppose, use it for butter, freeze it down, something like that.
Finish it off on the dish, but in the pesto we're actually putting exactly the same we do a basil pesto. So there's pineapples in it, and there's parmesan in there as well. Right. So it's exactly the same way you would make a basil pesto, but just replace the basil with wild garlic and just a little bit of spinach just to balance out the flavours. So what we're going to do, start off, loin of lamb. Yeah. Obviously Welsh, can't do anything else, can I? No. Otherwise I'd be shot if I went home. Okay. So we've got the lamb in.
The part of this is where, this is equivalent to the sirloin on beef, where you get the loin of pork. There's two of these. You've got the chops, then it goes to the loin. So after when the bone stops for the chops, it goes into the loin. So always call a cannon as well. So if you go to the butcher, you can call it a cannon. Not a cheap cut of meat, but it's literally, you can cook it like a steak.
Like a steak, nice and pink. I like to keep it more medium lamb. Medium rare, I think sometimes you don't get the best flavour out of it. So we go with a little bit more medium on this one. So this lamb's cooking away. I'm just going to cut this bacon. Then we're going to do like a quick stew or ragu, whatever you want to call it. Fresh peas, smoky bacon, gem lettuce in there as well, and some mint.
Yeah. So we talked about the seasons, and particularly with Sean's dish. I mean, you're using the garlic and everything else. I mean, such a great time for great food around.
I think spring now. I think spring's got to be the best place. Britain's got to be the best place on earth in spring. The menu sort of writes itself. You got the Jersey rolls, broad beans, peas, asparagus, all come into season. This is what we want. I think Britain has one of the best ladders the world has to offer.
You just need to learn to appreciate it a lot more, don't you think?
And use it when it's in season. This is a great way of keeping the wild garlic. We have so much of it when it comes into season. Yeah. And then people tend to forget what else we can do with it. Quite one-dimensional. So the pesto, you can make it and keep it fresh. So it'll stay in the fridge for anything up to, a month or so. If you put olive oil on top, it won't oxidise. Yeah. So it's a good way of using it, and you can bring it out towards the end of the season. It's nice, fresh, load of flavours in there. Okay, so we've got the bacon in the pan.
Right, I take it my job is peas now, then, is it?
Yes, please, yeah. Shell the peas.
That's a great job.
He has the best jobs, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we've got the bacon in there. I'm not going to add any salt on this one, because obviously smoked bacon can be quite salty. You get another...
I like this job, because it's one pod for you.
Well, yeah, I know.
One pod for me.
What's great with the pods, though, when you pod the peas at home, what you can do is, if you keep the skin, the shells, make a stock from it, instead of making chicken stock or vegetable stock, you just boil water with the pods inside, and you've got a fantastic pea stock. So it's a great way of utilising all those lovely flavours that we have. Yeah. And there's no waste at all.
Make a great pea soup, that, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's great flavour. Just in a saucepan, cover it with water, a few star anise, some cinnamon in there.
But you don't even need to cook it for any more than a couple of minutes.
No, you bring it to the bowl and take it off,
Is that pine nuts you just put in the pesto? Is that pine nuts?
Pine nuts gone in there, yeah. Right, yeah, a little bit of Parmesan cheese got in there as well. And the spinach I take it for the colour.
Yeah, well, no, the spinach is more to balance out the wild garlic, because the wild garlic can be quite strong, quite potent. So that's just there, just to sort of help with not having the wild garlic too strong. Yeah. So the bacon's crisping up.
Now, of course, at the same time all this seasonal food comes out, the old food festivals keep popping up. You're doing one of the biggest ones, would that be?
Yeah, well, we're just Pembrokeshire Fish Festival. Yeah. I've just been voted the best food festival in Britain, and I'm down there this summer doing diving for my own lunch. So we're going to go deep sea diving, catch scallops, crab, hopefully. Right. So whatever we catch, we're going to cook in a demonstration. So that's what we're doing. So you can see why it's the best in the country. Yeah. You get the chefs to go dive for the ingredients, then you got to cook with it. I just think it just highlights what we've got around the shores of Wales. Because on the shores of Wales, we have some of the best fish but for some reason, it all goes...
Is Tom Kerridge going? Because I've got to see him in the diving suit.
I don't know if he's going. It'd be good fun if he was going, though. But yeah, but all the fish on Wales just goes to the continent, so we need to try and highlight what we've got and keep it, not just in Wales, but in Britain. I just think a lot of people don't realise that Wales has some amazing fish that all just goes abroad, so I'd like to see more Welsh fish staying in Britain, not just in Wales.
Well, I think that's in general, really, isn't it, really? With particularly, you talk about Scotland quite a lot with the old langoustines, you know, and the amount that's sold abroad, really. It's such a shame.
It's frightening, isn't it, really? Yeah. So we've got the bacon, onions, a little bit of stock. So again, you could use pea stock if you had it.
Yep.
This is going to be the sauce. So there's no real sauce for this. Goes to the pesto's nice and wet, and we've got the flavours in here. So that's in there. Add the peas next.
I'm coming.
He's eating them all.
I'm eating them all, yeah.
He's eating them all. One for the bowl,
I've got peas stuck in my teeth. Right, don't forget that all today's studio recipes include this one from Bryn.
Where's the mint?
Or on our website, go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen, find dishes from previous shows, at bbc.co.uk/recipes. And I'll be sharing some of my favourite recipes from the Saturday Kitchen archives and another Best Bites programme, of course. That's tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock over on BBC Two. These are very good peas, by the way.
Are they? Are they good? You're eating enough. OK, so we've got the bacon in, nice bit of colour on there.
Yeah.
Add the onions, make sure they're nicely softened, and literally cook the peas. This only takes as long as the peas take to cook. So they'll take, you know, a minute at most. Keep all those natural sweetness in there.
Now, you want a few of these leaves, don't you, really, these ones?
You could eat the flowers as well if you wanted to, but
they've got white flowers on these ones as well, but the flowers are quite pungent, so be careful if you are going to cook with these sort of ones. But you can, it's obvious what they look like. It's just those with a little white flower in them. It's got these long sort of... well, there's the little top of the flower, which is there. And then there the sort of the leaves. And the white flower literally just comes up to about sort of that sort of size. And then after it flowers, you've probably got about 3 weeks left.
3 weeks, yeah.
No more than that.
I think in season about 4 or 5 weeks maximum, but you'll smell it before you see it. Yeah. You will smell wild garlic before you even see it. So in the pan now we've got bacon, onions, peas are cooked, in with the gem lettuce and the fresh mint. We just finish off...
Are we finished with all this?
Yeah, we've finished all that now, yeah.
Got one more.
Finish off with a little bit of butter. What are you eating? Eating the peas, are you?
These are lovely!
We're ready to plate up. So this is quite a very, very simple dish. I think, because everything is in season, we want to try and keep all the flavours fresh, vibrant. And that is it. So we'll just turn the heat off there. The gem layer takes no time to cook whatsoever. So the lamb had taken, what, 7, 8 minutes to cook? Had that time to rest there. It's important we try and rest the meat.
Yeah.
We just added a bit of wild garlic whole, and we'll serve that on the lamb as well. And then we'll go for this is the chefy bit. Not really chefy bit, but we're just going to put a bit of pesto. See, concentrating on the... Let's see. OK. So, because it's quite strong, we just put a little bit on the plate. And as you eat the dish, you have a little bit of pesto each time you eat it. Right. So we'll add some of the bacon and the peas, just scattered on the...
No, you said this would be a sort of a French little garnish, I suppose.
It's quite a French little garnish.
With the peas and the lettuce.
With my classic French training. And then we'll finish off a nice line of Welsh lamb, sliced, nice and pink. I prefer it pink, not medium rare.
Yeah.
I think that is perfect.
It's important to leave it to rest. We've left that to rest for about 5 minutes as well.
On the plate. We're just going to finish off with just a little bit of the wilted wild garlic. And that is my Welsh lamb, peas and wild garlic.
Don't forget the peas.
Yeah.
Bryn's lamb is pretty close to my food heaven, and that's partly because it's so amazingly wine-friendly. There are loads of good red wines that would go really well with the savoury sort of freshness of this dish. But one great variety that does go really well with lamb is Cabernet Sauvignon. So with that in mind, you could go for a lovely red Bordeaux like this delicious Margaux. But if you don't have that kind of cash to splash, then there are loads of great value alternatives from around the world. And I've got an absolutely sensational one here. It is the Coonawarra Cabernet Sauvignon from Australia. Coonawarra is quite a cool region in sunny South Australia. So you get reds that tend to be quite full-bodied in style, but they have this wonderful minty, leafy freshness, which will work really well with the pesto and the mint and the peas in the recipe. It's definitely gutsy and succulent and rich, but we need that to stand up to the meatiness of the lamb and that bacon. It's also lovely and smooth and silky and really refined. It's just utterly Moorish. So Bryn, it's a beautiful dish, and here is a quite sensational red wine to go with it.